Macan is a CUV, or crossover utility vehicle, essentially a compact SUV. Smaller than its sibling, the Cayenne, the Macan can pack in more performance with its twin-turbo V6 engine, air suspension, and a responsive 7-speed...
So yeah, welcome everybody to Forza Motorsport 6, continuing on with the Porsche Anthology, and we're in the Macan Turbo, as you can see. So yeah, we're at Prague, it's 3 laps, so let's get started. Now, as you may or may not know, I'm not a massive fan of this vehicle, and it's not because I think it's a poor performing car, because it isn't, and I actually really like the engine that it has in it. It just comes across as Porsche once again putting their fingers in as many pies as possible. Because over the last decade they've had an SUV in the Cayenne, they've had a saloon in terms of the Panamera, and now they have a crossover in the form of this Macan. And it just comes across as more as a marketing exercise more than trying to make a great car. Because granted, they could make an even better car if they had this engine in a more sporty vehicle. I'd be happy with a front engine rear wheel drive sports coupe like they did in the 80s and 90s with the likes of the 944, but no, they've decided to put a smashing engine in a heavy high riding car. So yeah, got the performance, just doesn't have the sporting potential that I really would like from Porsche. But nonetheless, it still should make mincemeat of plenty of these cars, because yeah, it's a lot lighter than the average SUV because it is more compact, and as a result you can make all the use of that 400 horsepower that it has from, like I said, a really good engine. I don't think Porsche have made many V6s or any V6s at all, really. Certainly not in any sports cars that I know of that they've made, but they certainly made a good effort with this one. Just look at the size of this compared to an X5. A lot lower, a lot less fat. Somehow a G-Wagon is in front. Not for long, matey. And then again, it does have far more power than I do. And it is actually pulling away, which is a surprise considering how much more it weighs than this. But its handling is far worse. Oh, I'm certainly making mincemeat of this part of the track. So yeah, looking like we're going to have an easy win with this one, but then again, Prague is just like Bernese Alps in terms of how the driver cars behave. Brake too much on corners that you don't need to, and they really don't make a good enough use of just lifting off instead of braking. While we're so far in front, I'll just show you something else that annoys me. Why does a car that's supposed to be a family car have a stopwatch? A racing stopwatch, to be precise. Just kind of comes across as confused. It's like, what are you going to do after the school run, go around Silverstone and tear up your brand new compact SUV? I don't think so. So yeah, I don't know. If you're going to make a family car, make it a family car. Don't go having a split personality. Granted, that feature's probably only on this high-end version, but just doesn't really sit well with me with what Porsche are doing with these kind of cars. I know it shouldn't bug me because, you know, don't need to even really focus on them whatsoever, but considering Porsche only have so much money to spend on so many certain models, it just seems like they could put this engineering excellence that they quite frankly do have, because this isn't certainly a lightweight car, and yet they've made it handle really rather well, and the engine in it is cracking, like I've said. But I don't think that kind of engineering excellence could be put towards a more sporty car. I mean, it doesn't have to be as expensive as a 911 or as mid-engined as a Cayman or Boxster, but a front-engine sports car certainly wouldn't go unwanted, I doubt. I've certainly had success previously with them, so I don't know why they wouldn't want to do it again. Very much doubt Ferdinand Porsche thought they were going to would have imagined his future of his company would be making cars like this, after making so many great sports cars, especially. Sometimes I just think Porsche think the lower down market is beneath them anymore, because they could easily make a car that could compete with the likes of the Z4 or, well, yeah, actually the Boxster is something that compete with the Z4, but you know what I mean in terms of layout specifics. You could make a car like the Z4 or Nissan 370Z or anything like that, because I certainly would like something like the 944 for modern times. I think it would work a treat, especially if you put an engine like this in it. 400 horsepower and in a lightweight car with rear wheel drive and all the kind of engineering that they have been known for lately, because the 918 is certainly a great car in terms of what it can do. Imagine that more focused in a cheaper car. I don't know, maybe I'm just ranting, because I am currently in a boring race, because it didn't take me very long to get into front. Hopefully the next race will be a bit more of a challenge, because that was really rather easy, wasn't it? Oh well, not every race is bound to be a thrill ride. So yeah, more money, more XP, more mods that I'm not really bothered about. And yeah, we'll be at Sonoma Grand Prix circuit on the next race, so see you when we get there. Yeah, no narrator at the beginning of this, so let's just get straight into it. Hopefully this will be a bit more of a challenge, being a more ordinary track. Right. It's not the widest track in the world, this, so being in big vehicles might cause a few issues. Watch it, Jeep. God. I actually like you as a car, so don't go bullying me. BMW made a hash of that corner. Squeeze. Right, into third, so at least we can progress if we stay in this position. It's 4 laps as well, just realise that. It's going to be a bit of a lengthy race then. Can't quite tell who's in what car's in first. Certainly not a G-Wagon though this time. I think it might be another Macan. It's like the one in front is. Come on, can catch him up surely. He's understeered. Let's take advantage of that. Whoa, watch it. For God's sake. Who does that? You swerve to the right and then you swerve to the left again. What is that all about? Stay out of the way, you crazy fool. Got a ghastly paint job on that Macan. And ugly as hell wheels as well. That really is a clash of colours. That is one ugly paint job. Yeah, this race has been a bit more of a challenge than the last one, thankfully. Do you want to know my main problem with this car? I really don't see the point in it. It's no bigger than a saloon, because it still only has 5 seats, and the boot really isn't all that much bigger. And if you wanted a big boot, then go for an estate car, and there's plenty of fast estate cars out there. And I'm not sure if this is true or not, but can it handle the rough stuff as well as like sort of a Cayenne? Because I'll admit I'll prefer the Cayenne if it does handle the rough stuff better, even though I do find that car uglier. and yeah, not as exciting to drive because it is a heavier car, despite having about 100 horsepower more. So yeah, if it can't handle the rough stuff to the extent of a Cayenne or a Range Rover, then really what is the point in it? Because there's no point in having that high riding height if you can't go off-road. Just seems like additional weight and waste of fuel and etc., which is no doubt what people will be looking at when buying this car, because very much doubt this turbo version is going to be the highest selling version of the car. More likely the diesel or the smaller petrol engines. So what is the point in it? All I can see anyone buying this for is the fact that it's a new car and it's a Porsche, which, if you want a nice, you know, high-end badge name, then go BMW or even someone else like Mercedes or something if you wanted a high-end badge name, because they can do a car that's just as practical as this, but no doubt faster and better to handle and better looking as well. I'd much prefer an M5 estate car. Do they do M5 estate cars? If they do, then one of them, or an E-Class AMG estate car, or even a Audi Avant. One of them would be just as practical as this and way, way, way faster. And look a lot better as well. Just really can't see the point in it. Oh well, I don't have to worry about the point of it because I've just won. So yeah, 2 wins. First one easy, second one a little bit more challenging, but by the time we got to the last lap we were ahead. And more money and XP. Lovely, lovely. So yeah, that's those 2 done for the Macan. So let's see what's going to be in the next episode.
You've completed all races for the Macan Turbo.
And we'll be in the Porsche 911 Turbo S from 2014. Finally, a proper Porsche. After a couple of weak ones and a decent GT3, we're going to be in a much, much better car. So yeah, look forward to see you in the next one. So thanks for watching. Bye.